What is up, everybody? How we doing? Welcome in to this second episode of Card Sharks here on season 3. Glad to see each of y'all out there in the live stream. Appreciate y'all stopping by. I got another good game in store for you guys today, and I apologize because I haven't got a chance to go over all the poems you guys said on the last episode because there was a lot of them. So I do appreciate the poems that are coming in. Keep sending those on in. We're going to try to get to them as soon as we can. But for this episode, I would like to thank Kidder96 for tonight's opening poem. And again, if you want to get yours read with it, make sure that you leave it either in the live chat, and I'll try to go back and pick those up later this season, or leave it if you're watching it on demand later, leaving it in the comment section below. But now, without further ado, let's get on to our game of Card Sharks. Here we go. Everybody get ready. Everybody get set. We'll soon find out who makes the big bet on Card Sharks. And here's your host, some guy named Brandon. How's it going? All right, welcome in, everybody. We are here, and apparently the names didn't get put down there, but that's okay. We'll fix those here as we go along. Welcome in to episode number 2 of Card Sharks here. Glad you could be with us here. Last time we started off our season, I'd say on a light foot here, but didn't quite get as far as we wanted to. It was like giving away the big money. We're hoping we're going to change that a little bit more here today with our 2 contestants. So let's meet them now. Starting off first with our returning champion here. After one game, he has won himself a nice total to the tune of $6,250 so far. We have Chris Chambers. Welcome back, Chris.
Thanks, Brandon.
All right. There's the gun. And remind the good folks at home a little bit about you, Chris.
My name is Chris Chambers. I'm a full-time cashier from Arkansas. In my spare time, I like to go bowling.
And what's your best bowling score you've had?
225 in lay play many years ago.
I see. Well, fair enough. Well, hopefully that will come into handy for you. And again, like I said beforehand, again, managed to play in the very first game and was champion through all of our last episodes. So again, a good total so far in cash, $6,250 for you.
Thank you.
And your first challenger today, coming to us by way of the Great White North, we have Mark. Mark, welcome.
Hello.
Glad to have you here with us. Remind the good folks at home a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm 37 years old, a big Nintendo fan. I, of course, also enjoy hosting various game shows here on MVG. By the way, look out for Season 2 of Caesar's Challenge, which will be premiering this September on the channel. And speaking of the channel, this month is actually going to be the 18-year anniversary for it.
18 years, you said?
Yep.
Wow. And again, I feel so underwhelmed. I've only been doing this, actually getting ready to celebrate my 8th anniversary here at the end of this month. So, yeah, only 8 years. I think I've done okay for myself so far. But yeah, I got a ways to go to catch, folks. But anyway, welcome to the show. Good. What was that, Chris?
I said, awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing how time flies when you're having fun. I guess at this pace.
Yeah.
But anyway, good luck to you both. Let's get to us. Play some Card Sharks. As you know, our game is a game of higher or lower. Your objective is to try to call your way across the board, saying the next card's higher or lower. If you can do that, win a round, you'll get $500. Win two rounds, you'll have a total of $1,000, and you'll head on to our money cards, where you have a chance at another 32,000. All right, and Chris, as the champion, you will be playing the red cards. Mark, as the challenger for this first game here, you'll be playing the blue cards. And as always, we start off with our champion getting the first question of the day. And 4 questions for each round until we get to round 3, where we'll have 3 questions there. So, without further ado, Chris, we start you off with this one. Chris, we asked 100 fathers who are stay-at-home dads. We asked them, do you watch soap operas? How many of those stay-at-home dads said yes, they do watch soap operas?
I would say that's kind of like a low number, 35.
I'm going to say 35 of those dads watch soap operas, okay? Mark, higher or lower than 35?
I'm actually gonna say a little bit lower. Women tend to be more interested in the soap operas than the men.
All right, fair enough. If the answer is lower, Mark, you'll play your cards first. If not, Chris will play his. The actual number of stay-at-home dads that do watch soap operas is 23. It is lower.
Just a little bit.
All right, Mark, that means you've got control of the cards first. Let's take a look at your opening base card. It's a 3.
I will keep it and go higher, please.
Going on, higher than a 3. It's a 10.
Lower, please.
Going on, lower than a 10. Oh, no, it's another 10. Yeah, pairs do not play in this game, unfortunately. So, Chris, you've got control of your cards. Let's take a look at your base card. You must play off of this. You have an 8 up the middle.
That's a ugly snowman. Let's go higher.
Gonna go higher than the 8. Oh, no, it's a 4.
Fuck.
Yeah, cost you there. Lose back to your base card there. And we'll go on now with question number 2 for this round, and this one goes to you, Mark. Mark, we surveyed 100 fans of the New York Yankees, and we asked them, for $10,000, would you be willing to root for the Boston Red Sox for 1 year? How many diehard Yankee fans said yes, they would root for their rivals, the Boston Red Sox, for a year for $10,000?
Okay. Being the Yankee hater that I am, there is no way in hell I would ever root for anyone other than my own team. Especially those darn Boston Red Sox.
Uh-huh.
And I doubt any of those diehard Yankee fans would either. So I'm going to say only maybe 20 of them would.
Only 20 of them would. All right. Chris, higher or lower than 20?
I agree with Mark's logic, but I'm going to think it's going to be a little higher.
I'm going to say a little higher than that. All right. Well, let's see. The actual number of diehard New York Yankee fan who would for $10,000 they would root for the Boston Red Sox for 1 year is 61. It is much higher.
Oh, wow. Okay. Much higher than I thought it was. So, yeah. No comment.
Yep, I guess money talks in this case, and that's the way it worked out there. So, all right. So in that case, Chris, you've got control of your base card. You've got that 8. You want to play it or change it?
Bye, snowman.
I figured you were going to do that. All right, the 8 goes away, and out to play we find a 7.
Not much better. Let's go higher again.
Try it again. Higher than the 7. It's a 9.
Let's freeze.
And a freeze right there. All right, just going to take the 1 card advantage. No shame in that. We go to question number 3 now. This one is for you, Chris. Chris, we asked 100 fifth graders, if given the opportunity, would you rather be a child star or part of the first family? How many fifth graders said they'd rather be a child star?
I
Again,
would say...
Again, for age reference purposes, they're 10-year-olds.
10-year-olds. You said how many want to be a child star?
Uh-huh, instead of being part of the first family.
45.
All right, 45, he says. Mark, higher or lower than 45?
All right. Well, we're dealing with fifth graders. As tempted as I am to make a reference of another show, I am not going to do that, and I will simply say higher than 45.
You're going to say higher than that. Okay. Well, let's see. The actual number of fifth graders that would rather be a child star instead of a child of the first family is 65. It is higher. All right, Mark, you're back in control of the cards, and you have a 3.
Audience, you can thank me for not referencing another show like I was tempted to do.
Me too.
Higher, please.
Going on, higher than a 3. It's an ace.
Oh, hello. Lower, please.
Going on, lower than the ace. It's a 3.
Higher, please.
Higher than the 3. It's a 6.
3's right there.
All right,
boy.
jump all the way out there. Mark needing just one more card to complete the round. And this is the fourth and final question, so someone must win on this play of the cards. The question goes to you, Mark. Mark, we stopped 100 people walking on the streets near where I live here in North Carolina. We asked them, is your shoe untied right now? How many people actually had an untied shoelace?
It seems like a bit of a random question. 53.
53 of them looked down and found that one of their shoelaces was untied. Chris, higher or lower than 53?
Oh boy. Lowell.
Yeah, say lower than that. For control of the cards here, the actual number of people who actually had an untied shoelace here near here in North Carolina was only 6 of them.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, you gotta think, living in the mountains here, people are going hiking and whatnot, or walking around. Yeah, most people usually have their shoes tied. There's very few that did not, so. All right, Chris, you've got control of the cards, sir. I will simply tell you that you have a 9. You won the question. You have the right to change it. You could. You've got 3 cards to call to win the first round. Mark has a 6. He can't change it. He only has 1 card left to win the round. So the option's yours. You want to play it or pass?
I'm passing it to Mark.
All right, Mark, we're going to pass it over to you. All right, you have a 6. You must call it right. If you do, you win the first game of the match. If not, it goes to Chris.
It's only 1 card. No big deal, right? Higher.
For the first game, higher than a 6. Oh, no, it's a 4, and Chris picks up game number 1. Good play on you there, Chris. You've got another $500 there. Brings you now up to $6,750 as champion. And we're going to go ahead and clear the boards out here and then go ahead and deal out the next cards for game number 2. And second time around, we're going to start with the challenger first in our second game here. So, Mark, this first question goes to you, sir. Mark, we surveyed 100 marriage counselors, and we asked them, do you believe in sex before marriage? How many marriage counselors do not believe in sex before marriage?
All right. I'm thinking that would probably be a fairly high number. Can I say 6? No, I can't say 681. I will say 71, though.
It's like, no, you cannot say 681. It's only a 2-digit number out of 100. If you think 681 between 1 and 100, I have some money I want to trade for you right now. Just saying. But anyway, what was your answer?
71.
71. That seems a little bit more reasonable there. Chris, higher or lower than 71?
Let's go Lowell.
You say lower than that. All right. The actual number of marriage counselors that do not believe in sex before marriage is 31. It is lower. So 1 out of 3 say you should stay celibate, which is not seems about right to me in this case. All right. Chris, you've got control of the cards. Let's take a look at your base card for this second game. It's a 3.
Ayo.
Going on, higher than a 3. It's an ace.
Lowell.
Going on, lower than the ace. Oh no, it's a pair. That
No.
will not play here, unfortunately. Sorry about that.
Booey.
Mark, you get a free chance to play off your base card. A 7.
I wish I could have been able to change this. Lower.
Going on lower than the 7. Oh no, it's a 10 there. Fortunately, cost you that one there. Clear out those cards, and we go on to question number 2. Chris, this one is for you.
Right?
Chris, we surveyed 100 librarians. Do you believe that there are certain books that should be censored? How many of those 100 librarians say yes, there are books that should be censored?
I think that's going to be a high number. 65.
55 out of 100 of them
Or
said
65.
Oh, 65, I'm sorry. There we go. There's 65 of them that say that there should be certain books that are censored. Mark, higher or lower than 65?
Boy, this is a bit of a tough one. A little lower? Question mark?
All right.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too confident about this, but we'll see.
All right. We're going to see there. Let's see. The actual number of librarians that do believe certain books should be censored is 40 of them. It is a little lower.
Okay.
All right, Mark, that means you've got control of the cards. You've got that 7.
Alright. Put that 7 away, if you please.
All right, changing the 7 out, and in its place we shall find a jack.
Lower.
Going on lower than the jack. Oh no, it's an ace.
Ooh.
Cost you your card.
Jack's continuing to be evil, regardless of who's hosting this game. Okay, got it.
Yep. And Chris, you get a free chance to play your 3 again.
Oil.
Higher than the 3. It's a queen.
Oil.
Lower than a queen. It's a 10.
Lowell.
Risking it on. Lower than the 10. Oh no, it's an ace. Fortunately,
Wow.
cost you there. All the way back to your base card now. Tough break there. We go on to question number 3 this time. This one goes to you, Mark. Mark, we've surveyed 100 people and we asked them, have you ever called in sick to work when you really weren't? How many of those 100 people said they have called in sick to work when they weren't?
The old lying to the boss routine. Okay, first off, how many of us in this call and in the chat have actually done that as well? I'm a bit curious.
Guilty. Only on the account of I felt like I was having a tough time and I needed a personal day, so I've done it.
I don't know if I've ever done that, but in any event, I'll go with 80.
Gonna go with 80 of them. All right, 80 out of 100 people said they have called in sick to work when they weren't. Chris, higher or lower than 80?
Well, there has been times I have been sick and I've went to work. I would say Lowell.
You're gonna say lower than that. All right, the actual number of people who have called in sick to work when they really weren't is 31. It is much lower.
All right, good. So we have some honest people for once.
I guess,
Yeah.
but I also feel like I don't think that number is quite as accurate as people would lead on to believe there. But nevertheless, Chris, you got control of the cards from the question there, and you've got that 3.
Let's go higher.
Trying again, higher than the 3. It's an 8 up the middle.
I'm going Lowell.
Risking on lower than the 8. It's a 6.
Let's freeze it.
Gonna freeze it right there. All right, you need 2 more cards. Mark's still on his base card, and we're our 4th and final question here of this round. Someone must win on this play of the cards. The question goes to you, Chris. Chris, we've asked 100 women aged 80 or older. Do you think that Elvis Presley was sexy? How many of those 100 women over 80 said that Elvis was indeed sexy?
Oh. I'm gonna go up at the middle, 50.
You go right at the middle with 50 there. All right, Mark, higher or lower than 50?
I have a feeling someone doesn't want me to win this. Fine.
What was that?
Higher, please.
You're going to say it's higher than that. All right. For all important control of the cards here, the actual number of 80-year-old women that thought Elvis Presley was indeed sexy is 63, is just slightly higher.
Ooh.
All right, Mark, you've got control now. The question is, do you want to play your jack or play your cards, or would you like to pass it to Chris? He has a 6 and he needs 2. You have a jack, you need 4. Play or to pass?
Whatever happens. I'm going to play, and I'm going to go lower than the jack.
All right, so you're going to keep the jack as well? All right, playing it himself. Good luck to you. Lower than the jack. It's a 2.
Okay, there we go. Higher.
Higher than the 2. It's a 4.
Higher.
Hold on, higher than a 4. It's an 8.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Well, whatever happens. Oh, I hope this is lower to force a tiebreaker.
All right, to tie up the match, lower than an 8. Oh no, it's another 8, and Chris wins it again.
Good game, Bob.
There at the wrong time.
Ouch.
Yeah, well done, Chris. Another $500 for you brings you now up to $7,250. Congratulations. Mark, we got to say goodbye to you, sir, but hopefully you had fun with us here.
I'll be back.
And we look forward to having you back too later this season. But for now, Chris, you just won, again, $1,000 for that. You're up to $7,250. Would you like to win another $32,000 with that?
Yes.
I figured you might have said that. Let's go over here to the money cards.
Good game, Mark.
You too, Chris.
Thanks.
All right. Time for the money cards, sir. You know how this works here. We're going to start you off at the bottom row with $200 of brand new betting money. You're going to work your way across the bottom cards, making minimum bets of $50 until you get up to the second row, where we'll give you an additional $400 there and 3 more cards to bet on. You can change 1 card on each level, one of the 3 cards you have on the side, until you get to the top row. And there on the big bet card, you must bet at least half your money. And again, if you do a perfect double all the way to the top of the board, you're going to win yourself $32,000. Excuse me. But of course, like I said, again, the money you win here will definitely be added to your winnings so far. So you ready to play?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you. Let's deal out those cards. Give me your fresh $200. All right, and we'll start you off with your base card here for this game, a 4.
You know what? I'm going to go all of it higher.
Betting it all, $200, higher than a 4. Oh, no, it's a 2. That is a terrible card there, so you're not going to be able to play the rest of that level, but we're going to go ahead and make that 2, move it on up to the next level, give you another $400 to go with it, and you have a great card, sir. What would you like to do?
All of it higher.
All right, try it again. All of it up. Higher than a 2. It's a 9. There we go. Doubled up. You got $800.
Change it number 1.
All right, changing it with number 1. All right. Instead of a 9, this time you will be playing an ace.
All of it lower.
All right, come on. All of it up again. Lower than the ace. It's a 4. There we go. $1,600 now.
$100 higher.
All right, $100. And you want it higher than a 4. It's a king. You got it. That is $1,700. We'll move that king up to the top row. Would you like to change it?
No.
Okay. You have $1,700. Your minimum bet is $850.
If I remember last show, I had a king, and I think I had an ace. I'm gonna go 1650 Lowell.
All right, 1650, and you're gonna go lower. So this is either
Yes.
gonna leave you with $50, or you're gonna win yourself $3,250 if this card is lower than a king. It's a 2. He's got it.
Ain't too bad.
I was slightly off on my math there. $3,350. And when we add that to your winnings, sir, you now have a grand total of $10,600.
Awesome.
Well done. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Chris is going to have another opponent, and we have some more Card Sharks on the way. Right after this short commercial timeout, we'll be right back. Actually, no. Here we go. And we are back here on Card Sharks here. Chris has done quite well for himself so far. 3 games in a row now. Killing it here. $10,600 so far. And we're ready to meet his next opponent. So let's meet him now. Coming to us by way of the great state of Kansas. Please welcome in Seffi.
Hello, how y'all doing tonight?
Glad to have you aboard here on Card Shark. Seffi, remind the good folks at home a little about yourself.
Yes, I'm 53 years old from the great town of Hays, Kansas. I work at the Home Depot as a cashier, so I can sell you and help, all the good stuff you ever need in the hardware store. 2 wonderful grandchildren, of course. And I have some hobbies I like to do, including collecting Transformers toys and building models from Japan. There you go.
Awesome. Glad to have you aboard here on Card Sharks. Welcome in. Good luck to you. Let's get started
Thanks.
off here. We've shuffled the cards up once again. And again, Chris, our champion, playing the red cards. Steffi, our challenger, will be playing the blue cards. And again, game one here. We start off with you, Chris. Chris, we asked 100 dentists, if you found a cavity on a child's loose baby tooth, would you get it filled anyway? How many of those dentists said they would not fill the tooth?
It depends on how severe the cavity was and how the child was. I know all dentists are different. You said we're not fill it.
Well, remember, this is for a. They're talking about a baby tooth here.
A baby tooth. Okay.
Yeah. How many of those 100 dentists said they would not get their baby tooth filled in because of a cavity?
45.
45, you said?
Or 35.
Oh, 35. All right.
Yes.
35 there is what it is. And Seffi, higher or lower than 35?
Like I said, my original thinking was it all depends on the dental insurance that the owners have.
Yeah.
Ain't that
But
true?
yeah, I actually think this number that they are not going to fill in the tooth, that's probably going to be higher.
You're going to say higher than that. Well, let's see. The actual number of dentists that would actually get a cavity filled in on a baby tooth for their child is 75. It is much higher. Yep. 75 of them would not fill in the tooth, and that makes sense because it's going to fall out and you're going to get your permanent teeth in anyway. So,
Right.
makes sense to me. All right, Seffi, you got control of the cards first. Let's take a look at your first opening base card. It's a 4.
Okay, I think I'll keep that card and I'll go higher.
And go on higher than a 4. It's an 8 at the middle.
Ooh, let's freeze.
Not going to freeze there, keeping the champ away from his cards. And we go to question number 2. This one is for you, Seffi. Seffi, we asked 100 people, have you ever ran for a political office? How many of those 100 people said yes, they have ran for a political office?
Well, I don't think there's going to be that many. Now, keep in mind, back when I was still a teenager, my dad tried to become a district judge, but that failed. However, I'm actually going to say from 100 people, I'm going to go for a real low number, 12.
12 of them. All right. 12 of them said they've ran for a political office. Chris, higher or lower than 12?
I agree with Savage Logic, but I think it'd be just a little higher.
Just a little bit higher than that. All right. We shall see. The actual number of those 100 people that said they have ran for a political office before is only one of them has.
What?
Wow. That's a lot less than I thought.
Well,
Me too.
again, they say that the business of politics is quite ugly, so, and I guess this is the case where they did not want to run there. So, all right. Let's see. You said higher, so Seth, you've got control of the card. You've got that 8.
I would like to change the 8, please.
Makes sense. The 8 goes away, and out to play we find a 9. Not much better.
Not much difference, but I'm going to go with the odds, lower.
Oh, lower than a 9. It's a 3.
All right, higher, please.
On higher than a 3. It's a king.
Lower.
For the first game of the match, and $500 lower than a king. Lower than a king. It's a 9. He's got it.
Nice.
Good job, Steffi.
Well done. The challenger now striking up here first. He's got himself $500 here. So we're going to see if Seffi can win the round or if Chris can catch back up. So let's clear those cards and deal them out for round 2. And in game 2, the challenger starts this time. So Seffi, this first question goes to you. Seffi, I had a public relations director reach out to 100 people in the city of London, England. We asked them,
Okay.
have you ever been on Abbey Road? How many of those people in London told us they have never been to Abbey Road?
Never been to Abbey Road. Well, I would think that Abbey Road's a kind of well-known street, and even if they're just driving along and not realizing what it was, they'll probably say they were on it. So I'm going to go 67.
67 out of 100 of them have never been to Abbey Road. Okay, Chris, higher or lower than 67?
Okay.
I hope it's Lowell.
He's hoping it's lower there. I would think living in London, as popular as the Beatles were, everybody has went down, or most people that are over there have went down Abbey Road to recreate that iconic album cover. But I could be wrong.
Maybe.
Let's find out. The actual number of Londonites who have never been to Abbey Road is 18. It is much lower.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm surprised it's 1 out of every 5. It seems like, which is shocking. They must
Almost,
be
yeah.
younger generation. I don't know. All right, Chris, you needed this game to try to play some catch up here. So let's take a look at your opening base card for this one. A 10.
Change it.
Changing the base card. Doesn't like the 10. Maybe you'll like this better. A 9, which is not much better.
Uh-oh.
Actually, it's worse.
I'm going to go against the odds and go higher.
Against the odds here, higher than the 9. It's an ace. Good call.
Lowell.
Lower than the ace. It's an 8 up the middle.
I'm going to stop right there.
Gonna freeze right there. Okay, so you need 2 more cards to
Woo!
complete this round. Good job there for you. And we go on to our second question here. Chris, this one is for you. Chris, we surveyed 100 single women, and we asked them, have you ever played so hard to get that you lost your chance at a date? How many of those 100 single women said they admitted that this did happen to them? They've played so hard to get that they've lost their chance at a date.
I bet that's happened a lot. I would say 65 people. 65.
65 of them say they've played so hard to get they've lost their chance at a date there. Seffi, higher or lower than 65?
Well, I think it's a good number, but I still think it's going to be a little lower than that.
I'll say a little lower than that. All right, let's see. The actual number of single women who have played so hard to get that they've lost their chance on a date is 42. It is just a little bit lower.
All right.
Wow.
All right, Seffi, that means this round is yours, and we're going to start you off by looking at your base card. That'll get it to control. There it is. Your opening base card, an ace.
Oh, definitely going lower.
Oh, lower than the ace. It's a 5.
Okay. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to say higher.
On higher than a 5. It's a jack.
All right. Let's try again. I'm going to go lower.
Oh, lower than the jack. It's a 2.
Higher.
For the game and the match, and a $1,000 bonus for sweeping the board. Higher than a 2. It's a 5. He's got it.
Good game, Steffi.
Oh, wow. But you did a great job with this.
Wow.
Well done, sir. Nicely done. Another $500 for that one, plus $1,000 for sweeping the board. You're our new champion with $2,000.
Wow. Great game.
Good job, Steffi.
And that means, Chris, we got to say goodbye to you, sir. Did you have fun here on the show with us?
Yes, I did.
Well, you've been a fantastic champion, and you are the first one that goes up on the leaderboard officially in the first place spot here with a nice total, sir, of $10,600. Well done.
Thanks for having me, Dandy. I hope to be back later in the season.
Yeah, we look forward to having you back because, again, we still got a lot of card sharks to go. So let's give it up for Chris Chambers one more time, y'all. All right, and Seffi. $2,000 so far. Let's see if we can add another $32,000 to it as we tackle the money cards. Come on over.
All right, here I come.
All right, Seffi, you saw how this works a few minutes ago as you were watching backstage there. Let's get to you.
Yep.
Play your money cards here. Of course, again,
All right.
reminder, a perfect double all the way to the top of the board is going to get you another $32,000 in cash. So,
Yep.
good luck to you. Let's go ahead and deal out those cards here. And let's give them a fresh $200, please.
All righty.
All right. Remember, you can change one card on each level as we go. So, good luck to you. Let's get started here with your base card of a 4.
Okay.
Again,
I'm gonna
minimum
keep
bets
the
are
4
$50.
for this time. I will go 100 higher than the 4.
All right, $100. This card is higher than a 4. Oh no, it's a 2.
Ooh.
And
That's
that
all
2
right,
got
that's
you
all
2,
right.
but hey, you still got some money left, so you got $100 and a great card you can't lose on.
All right. Let's try to double up, all higher.
Betting it all, $200 higher than a 2. It's an 8 up the middle. You got 200
All right.
and a terrible card.
Okay, let's change that with number 3.
All right, changing it with number 3. And instead of an 8, we will now play a 2.
All right.
Wow.
Let's double up again, all of it higher.
All right, double up for $400 higher than a 2. It's a 6. You got it.
Okay, good.
$400 at the end of the first row will move you up to the next level, give you another $400. You have $800 now and a 4. Or sorry, a 6, excuse me.
Okay, well, I'm thinking that I might have another lousy card in the middle somewhere. I'm only going to go 200 higher.
All right, $200 higher than a 6. And it's another 6. All right, it's a push, no win, no loss there. So you still have 800
Okay.
in the same card. What do you want to do?
Okay, I'm actually going to do the change this time. Card 1.
All right, changing with card number 1. Instead of a 6, you'll now play a 2.
Wow.
Twos now? Good luck. Okay, all of it higher.
Surely to God this will work. $800 higher than a 2. It's a 10. Double up $1,600.
Alright. Okay, it's similar to the 64. Let's go only 200 and lower.
All right, betting $200 lower than that 10. Oh no, it's a king. Drops you down to
All right.
$1,400, but we move that king up to the big bet. Do you want to change it?
I will keep the king.
Okay, you have $1,400.
And
You
I'm
must
up.
bet at least $700 on this.
Let's shoot it all lower.
All right, for nothing at all or $2,800 if this card is lower than a king. Oh no, it's an ace.
Wow, son of a
That
biscuit.
That happened to me last week.
Wow, that is the one time we
No,
did not
mercy.
want to see an ace show up there, unfortunately.
Lord
So
have
that,
mercy. That's a shame.
that,
That is-
Yes.
that is terrible. That is terrible, sir. But hey, do not feel too bad about it. I mean, you lost out on the chance of some money here, but the good thought is that you are our new champion. You've got $2,000 already, so you're going to be back with us next week to defend your title here, and hopefully all of you great folks out there in YouTube land will be back with us watching the next one. Hopefully you'll join us here live every Sunday night starting right around 10 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 7 p.m. on the West Coast for you folks out there, 9 Central, 8 in the Mountain Time. Alaska and Hawaii, you figure out your own time differences because I don't know. Time changes hard in some cases.
Uh-huh.
But I do appreciate each and every one of you here in the live stream that watched the episode live, and I do appreciate each one of you out there watching it on demand later on if you didn't catch it. But again, if you missed out on last week's episode, which was a good debut as well, check it out here on the playlist here on the channel. And don't forget to hit that like button, the subscribe button, and ring that bell. That way you'll never miss out on all the fun and games going down here at MVG Productions. And until the cards get shuffled up once again and we try to actually give away some money in the money cards, I'm your host, Brandon Scruggs, saying thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week for another new episode of Card Sharks. Until then, so long, everybody. We'll see you next time.